This is taken from a live stream in 2023. There are two matches. They were traded on the Betfair Exchange using the match odds market because it's got the most liquidity. I use the Geeks Toy trading software. I've edited it down so that it's easy to watch. None of my comments have been taken out. The trades are highlighted. If you get to the end and you found something useful, please hit the like button. Played once before. Korpach won that. That was last month on a hard court, straight sets. Indoor win percentages better for Burridge. Korpach lost in the first round last year as lucky loser. Jean-Jean, how's that for French? Jean-Jean. In 3 sets in the first round, she has had very little indoor success outside the ITF tour. Burridge easily beat Rayner in the first round. Impeccable indeed. Lost my place now. Burridge easily beat Rayner in the first round. Quarterfinals of a challenger last week. She won an ITF title in April. I'm backing Burridge round about 2.1 to 2.2 with these indoor tournaments. Play it by ear, really. Should really switch these two ladders around so it's the same order as the scoreboard. Burridge under a bit of pressure. Korpach also came under pressure. So I'll have a small back on Burridge if she gets broken. Not going to go crazy till I see how they're playing. If this is your first time watching one of these streams, I basically just try and pass on as much info as I can during the match. So much easier than in a chat room session. So let's have a small back on Burridge. So they did play last month. That was on a outdoor court. Easy win for Korpach. Hopefully it's not the same again. It's a live stream. It probably will be. I did have an email to say that not every tournament was having the in-play stats, the situation stats. Don't have them for this match. Not that there'll be a great deal of use on indoor courts. Really small samples. A bit of pressure again. She didn't get a break point in the first Korpach service game. Would be nice if this one goes for us. Second serve, she's 2 from 5. There's the break point. So we could remove a little bit. We've only gone in with a small stake. So I'll risk it for a biscuit. Got to get a bit of luck on these live streams sometime. It's not just yet. Okay, this time. So I do say that if you're trading with smaller stakes, you should use the same tactics. There we go, got the break. As you would with bigger stakes. The reason I didn't want to reduce liability at break point was I'm not just using smaller stakes, I've just kept the stakes small because I hadn't quite got my entry point. I just didn't want to overcommit at the start. That makes sense? Didn't make sense to me and I said it. Yeah, I did get involved in the... Really self-conscious I was saying Burrell now. How else are you supposed to say it? Burrell. I don't know what her first name is. Anyway, the Andreeva match. And when Andreeva just looked like she was absolutely shattered, I just lumped on the French player and got my money back basically. A lot more than that. Tempted to stay with it. Well, I'm trying to set an example as well to some degree, which is why I've taken a bit out there. There is just at the back of my mind their last meeting where Korpach did run away with it. And of course we don't do bets. The thing about reducing is, and I'm not from a betting background, my instincts for betting are just absolutely abysmal. So I don't suffer quite as much as some do, but certainly people who are more used to punting always bang on about you leaving money on the table, whereas trading is obviously more about just managing the position, because at any time you want to be in a situation where if you want to move over to another match that looks more tempting, you can do. Don't like to reduce it if I'm quite close to where I entered. I don't see the point. But certainly if you do get a break, it has become a habit that I'll at least take something out. She didn't have an easy first service game, obviously. She was broken. And not having an easy one in this game. First serve percentage pretty low, 45%. I'm winning well below our first service points. I think when you've had as many matches turn against you as I have, and anybody who's been trading tennis for any length of time has, it starts to become more of a habit to at least take something out to change your break-even price. Yeah, obviously if things never go wrong for you, or you get really lucky, stay in. Stay in and pray. Is she going to save this? Oh, she has. So looking at the stats so far, this could be an interesting match with a few swings. Yeah, tough hold. Now in the notes I've got this one, origin straight sets. Feels like pretty much anything can happen at the minute. So now the pressure on Korpach. She hasn't had an easy service game yet. I think deduced in the first, broken in the second. Wish I'd put more in now. It's safe to say that, judging by the way they both started, any momentum's going to be fragile. Any service game's going to be vulnerable. More break points. This can't be a live stream. It's only small liability. Don't really see the point of doing anything with this at the moment. Even though I've just said any momentum could be fragile. 3 games in a row. For a change, we've got some half decent matches for a live stream. Potentially. I don't know what on earth bloody Fritz is doing today. Third set tie break. And it looks like he's going to lose it. 3-love down in the tie break. Okay, Burridge 3-2. Am I going to regret not laying her? Given that I favour her pre-match, it's best to stay with what I've got. Yeah, don't blame me for getting out of the Fritz one. I haven't followed the match, but I wasn't expecting 3 sets, never mind him losing. He's a bit of a mental midget, Fritz, though. So looking like a slightly easier service game for Burridge. Just checking that she was British, not have to pronounce it Burrage. 4-2, Korpach has been broken in the last 2 service games. Gotta be a chance she's going to get broken again. Question then is, do we lay the first set winner? Say if I was forced to make the decision now, I would say no to laying Burridge after the set. Let's see how Korpach finishes the set. Bet 365. Well, thanks. Under a bit of pressure again. Second serve. 2 from 9 on second serve. If she gets the break, I'm just going to take the remaining liability out. Could just hedge and move on, but Korpach's not showing very much so far. Okay, it looks like she's got it. She has. So I'll just rebet that for the moment. Broken in the last 3 service games and struggled in the first one as well. Burrell. I'll be dreaming about Burrell now. Burridge. Broken in a first. Struggled in the next one. Pretty comfortable in the last one. I'll leave the free bet for now. What else is going on? Oh, not a lot really. Stick with this one for now. See if Korpach can rise from the ashes. That's Fritz doing. Lost. 7-2 in a tiebreak. Thinking about it, he's probably the typical American that can't handle foreign food. Bit of a spanner. Still no stream. I assume that stream's down for everyone. On bet 365. Burridge serving for the set. 5-2. Cheers, Alan. It didn't look like it was a connection problem. Looks like it's theirs. Looks like an easy hold for the set. I can't come up with a reason to lay. See how she starts the second set. There's nothing to move to just yet. Till the French player finishes off the third set in the other match. I'm going to Google how to say her name. How else can you say it? Yeah, I do use the ROI just as part of the package, really. Just take as much information as you can. Clara Burrell, I wasn't far off with Burrell. Oh, stream's back. Thank you. Clara Burrell. Well, I'll know next time. Okay, pretty convincing first set for Burridge. Korpach serving first. Been broken in the last 3 service games. Mind you, Clara Burrell looked like she was running away with the first. Well, she did run away with the first set, 6-love. Somehow ended up losing the second set. So Paolini could be a decent one if she goes behind. Actually, Bondar Roos could be good as well. Oh, they're playing my ringtone. I would be absolutely amazed if we see a comeback in this second set. It's a bit of a ski jump graph. No chance to get any extra money in the market. Too cautious at the start. Burrell to serve for it. 5-love. Oh no. I'm having issues with their streams. 365. Well, it's probably not just Bet365, they all get them from the same place. Here comes the Fraggle. Okay, second set. There's to love. I suppose we also have to factor in the fact that Burridge is British. Oh god. Set 2 going to be completely different. Yeah, it's quite unnerving, isn't it? A Brit 6-2 up, not called Murray. So am I going to use some of the profit? Not a lot of it. Not a lot. Give it a go for entertainment purposes. Burrell broken that serving for the set, as she was in the second set. It does seem a little more fired up. Korpach. Don't have much good in this game though. 4-15, she carries on as she ended the last set. So Korpach just conning us to get a lay in. She's going to get battered 6-1. She did manage to hold the first game in the first set, didn't she? Is that going to be a pattern? Quite possibly. At least if you've got a bit of green to play with from the first set, you can either keep your liability down if you lay the set 1 winner. In this case, totally risk-free. It is surprising how often you think a player's got absolutely no chance in the next set, and they end up going ahead. Well, she survives from love 30. Stats are better so far. Keep holding, you would think she's going to get a chance on the Burridge serve. Burridge could be forgiven for expecting an easy set after the first one. This is a very drama-free stream, isn't it? What's going on? Oh, here we go, 15. Comeback here would almost be as surprising as Fritz losing. Almost. Burrell's losing the plot. As is Burridge. Okay. So I could just hedge. Although if I do hedge, because we're not dealing with massive figures, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Whereas if Korpach is able to somehow take the set, I get a figure worth hedging at, you just can't tell. You just cannot tell. Just makes no sense. That's WTA for you. Burridge keeping up that proud British tradition. It's not the winning that counts, it's the taking part. I think it's definitely worth giving Korpach a go, so you should push it higher. So I'm not dealing with big figures. Greediness continues. 62% ROI if I hedge now. Yeah, it was quite an easy win last month. Just check it, something like 2 and 3. I can remember which mouse I'm supposed to be using. Oh, I thought it was easier than that. 6276. Why did I think it was easy? It was easier. Still straight sets for Korpach last time. Brilliant. What is she doing? Has she picked up an injury or something? Why has she dropped so much on serve? Not complaining, but first serve points 1-3 from 10. Very odd. See, in this situation, it's tempting to think, well, there could be something wrong with it. Very one-sided second set. Let it run into the third. There's nothing to stop us doing that because we're risk free. Doesn't always work that way. It's a massive turnaround though. Korpach will probably crap herself serving for the set at 5-1. Now if I wasn't intending to let it run into the third, I should really have hedged at 5-1. I'm not saying I have decided to let it run into the third. I'm just too busy talking about it. Burrell's in danger of losing that. Yep, I should have hedged at 5-1. Could now be wiser to just to hedge now, take the 65%. 27% first serve points 1 for Burridge. So I suggest she's going to struggle again. Burrell has match point. Can't take it. Does look as though the next match is going to be the Paolini one. If this does go to 3. So she did manage a hold to 15 in her first game. Burridge. Not held since. Broke to 15. Broken to love. Which does suggest something happened. There's a slight strain maybe. It's affecting the serve. There is something. Gotta be. There's a reason why she's only won 1 point since holding serve in her first one. Burrell to serve for it at 5-4. She's served for the set, I think. Has she served for this set twice? Served for the second set once. Oh, don't cock this up now. What do you mean? 2 set points saved. Just hedge that one, hopefully. It's taken. I'll look at Paolini next. Okay, I don't think the players are on court yet. Paolini, Marcinko. Checked. Is how you say it. First meeting, album percentage is better for Marcinko. Paolini beat Cornet in the first round. Reached the semis in Zhengzhou last week. Third round in Beijing. Quarterfinals in Cincinnati. Third round in Montreal. Marcinko beat Basels in the first round. She won an ITF title in September. Best results for in ITFs. Looking to back Paolini around 1.85 to 1.95. Yeah, Burridge now being competitive in that match. Still on serve. She's slightly ahead in this Korpach service game. She now has 2 break points. And Burridge breaks. So what on earth was she doing in that second set? Paolini serves. Paolini in decent form. Hopefully that continues. But hopefully it continues after she's broken in her first service game. The venue, they're calling it Marcinko, which I thought it would be. But the little YouTube thing that I looked at said Marcinko. It's a minefield. I'll go with Marcinko. Sod YouTube. It does look like it's the indoor matches that we're not getting the situation stats for. I'm sure that'll be an easy fix when I feed that back. So hopefully we do get one for this match. Okay, here we go. Paolini to serve. If she does get broken, we won't get the target price. But I would enter with a back on her. Because the value isn't what I wanted. Just keep the stake down. Always top up when the market catches up. Which would probably require a hold from Marcinko as well. I'm more selective on the men's matches that I trade. I quite like trading ATP on clay because the serve isn't quite as effective. I just find matches on the hard courts, when you've got 2 half decent servers, it's just pretty dull, and it's more luck than anything else that when you if you catch a break. Is Paolini going to get broken here? So it's more a case in those matches of probably deciding if you're going to lay the first set winner or just backing a favourite when they're behind. I just think there's more trading opportunities in the women's. Talking of which, see, the market's just not interested. So drop the stake. See if we get a chance to top up a bit higher. I do usually do quite well in men's, but I say it's because I don't always try and trade them the same way that I trade the women. And definitely need to be concentrating on lay the set one winner in the right situation. Look at my recent video. Okay, can Marchenko get a hold to push the price higher? So definitely a dodgy first service game from Paolini, but as I always say, any player can have a bad first service game. Changed my mind about three times in that sentence. Paolini really, on her current form, should be too strong. So if she does break, I'm not going to take anything out. If she breaks, nothing is guaranteed, but she does. As I say, I'm not going to reduce anything there. Hopefully she starts serving properly in the next game. First serve percentage in the first game, 67%, so not terrible. Just a bit like one of those sleepy games that you get where it's a fairly strong favourite. She maybe comes into the match not fully mentally prepared because she just thinks she's going to win anyway. Because it's possible she's going to have a real off day. 110 ranking places between them. 1 to 15. Korpach serving for the match, 5-3. Chinko, if the stats are correct, found just one first serve. She did win that point. Broken serving for the match. Marchenko hasn't lost a point on first serve and has just won a first point on second serve. All to love. Not going to be easy for Paolini. The break in this game would obviously push it a lot further than it did after the first break, because we're already at that price. Could be interesting. Could be very interesting. Don't think she's fully focused yet, Paolini. 3 more break points. That's a bit concerning. We'll top up. Not going crazy. The form that she's been in recently, Paolini shouldn't really struggle in this one. Already broken twice. And as you get nearer to the end of the season, players' motivation can be a little bit questionable. So Marchenko was broken to 15 after the last time she broke. I think the nerves have settled by now. She bounced back again. Marchenko held to love in the last game. Oh, unlucky. Second serve's becoming an issue for Marchenko. She's doing okay on first serves. 2 break points. It's going to be said I trust Paolini a little bit less than I did after her last break back. Move the break-even price up to around evens. Just gives me a bit of a cushion. Not convinced by her so far. And if she were to get broken again, definitely not convinced. Chinko holding her own so far against the top 30 player. First serve percentage is fine. That's about all you can say really. 50% now on first serve. 29 on second. And she's under pressure again. What are you doing? There's something not right here. I think it's either a case that she's not interested or she just wasn't prepared for this, for her have to work. She wasn't prepared for needing to work as hard as she has done so far. I'm really convinced at that because she's been broken twice. She faced another break point. She faced a break point in this game. She should know by now. She needs to stop prattling about. Not always easy to make an instant switch when you've started poorly. Hanging in there. Korpach and Burridge also go to a third set tiebreak. Players are just ready for the end of the season, especially if they don't have a huge amount to play for. Say if Marchenko had been a little bit better on second serve, this would be... well, the set could almost be over by now. The first serve percentage is lowish at 57. She's won 1 from 6 on second serve. From Paolini's point of view, she needs to get a break here. Double fault. Double fault, I didn't even ask for it. Second serve again. Second Serve again, gets the point though. One saved. Chinko needs a first serve. Oh, second foot fault. Do I trust Paolini to serve it out? No, I don't. Come on, somebody back at 121. Go on. Quick, she's going to serve. No point leaving it there if the point starts. So it only gets matched if the point goes my way anyway. God. She's going to cock it up, isn't she? What is she doing on serve? Jesus. Clawpatch takes the tie break. I'm probably going to switch over to the Bondi match. I don't really want to go through a full match with Paolini playing like this. Broken twice, break points in a last game as well. Or a break point, I think. So she can take the set, hedge and run for the hills. What you normally expect is that Marchenko would then fold in the second set. I think it would be a close run thing as to who was folding first. Break point again. Free bet for 52. Can hedge for 40. Doesn't seem like a bad decision to do that. Probably missed my chance now. Second serve. 5 from 10 on second serve. What are you doing? Just hedge it, for goodness sake. I can't take no more.